Nancy Bliss, are here now to welcome you to our 8th Inside Insight show. In this interview, Laura Lee will give you updates on our new monkeys and gin allies, timelines, getting our wife's memories back, and time permitting, will answer the question, who is who? I will read and later post the 100 Monkeys protocol that can help multiply your efforts 100-fold after Laura Lee gives you an intro based on the monkey's own idea from March 7th. Take her away.
Alrighty, thank you for that awesome intro. This is going to be a fun Barrel of Monkeys kind of show this time. First of all, for those of you that don't know what morphogenetic fields are, it's breaking the record or breaking something that has never ever happened before. And one of our HRT members had this idea of when we were doing something. I think it was on getting our stolen money back is what it was. And she thought of the idea of replicating ourselves 100 times to make the effects 100 times more intense. And I thought that was like a totally marvelous idea. And after we were working on it for a while, I thought, oh, holy sheep dip. What if the Dark Lords are using this? What if they are taking our protocol and doing that? And then I got together with our home team and they put together a protocol. So if these Dark Lords actually do the 100 monkey protocols like we're doing it, they'll get the opposite effect. And it will be custom designed for them. For instance, if they try to be the baddest evil one to break the M field, and I know that sounds crazy to us because we would never think of that, but that would be something that would be on their wish list. Then it seals it up. It seals this new protocol that our home team put together with the help of our 100 monkeys, of course. And we do have 100 monkeys. Just spoiler alert here. We do have 100 monkeys helping us. It seals it up 100 times tighter, so it makes it 100 times harder for them to break. And like I said, we did find out that we have these allies, these 100 monkey allies to help us. And they have been so much fun. And so understand too that they only work for people with high purity quotients. The monkeys aren't going to go help the Dark Lords. And if the Dark Lords try to, coerce them to helping, they're not going to do that. And it's funny, but this was the monkeys' idea. They're like, hey, we want to help you. So with that, Nancy, why don't you take it away and explain the protocol to everybody?
Okay. I'll read it quickly, and remember, it'll be posted, so you don't have to feverishly take notes here. So get into a comfortable position. Hold an Olmorasite rock in each hand, or whatever feels most comfortable for you. Egg yourself in an original, authentic cryogenetics egg of your choice. You can see Chapter 5 for some ideas. Turn on the egg. Allow it to cleanse you of garbage and debris. Breathe deeply. Focus. Make 100 copies of yourself. Cover all your copies with original, authentic eggs. Use an egg in stealth mode, since this technique can result in big changes in our hologram. Instruct all the eggs to turn on. Call in our authentic allies who wish to participate. Genies, manifestor beings, Amica, and even 100 actual benevolent monkey spirits would be especially appreciated here. Try to get a sense of which allies may be present and make sure that you look for the mark of the egg in their auric field. Lie in a circle holding hands with the stars of the eggs all pointing in the same direction, inward or outward. Use your intuition to determine what position would work best for your desired outcome. Call in original, authentic rainbow mist to fill your eggs and purify your intentions, along with pure, authentic orgone energy to add creational currency to those intentions. State at least intended positive desires, outcomes, hologram changes, and or the protocol or ceremony. So the ceremony might be an implant removal, timeline therapy, or a spiral curse ceremony that we talked about, I think, in interview 6. So take a few deep breaths. If you've chosen outward-facing stars, blast the intentions through the stars of the egg outward across the earth. Or if you've chosen inward-facing stars, direct the blast towards our allies in the center of the circle, who will in turn blast it where it needs to go. Amica, turns out, is an expert at this. So activate while placing your hand on the Cryogenetics 2 book, activate all peripheral protocols in place now. Lock and seal it with the method of your choice. A few options include with your palm outstretched, lock it in 3 clockwise motions, then press down to seal. Or cross your arms over your shoulders like a mummy. Breathe deeply and with conviction say, so be it. Do this at least 3 times as you squeeze your upper arms each time to anchor in your intentions. Pull all your copies back into yourself or instruct the eggs to do this for you. Note any observed changes and how you feel.
All righty.
Hey.
Go ahead. Sorry.
That's it.
That's
the whole thing.
I just want to say, when we one thing that we've been doing recently is it's very, very, very important to do the peripheral energies and backlash. And sometimes when we forget that, we get like way worse backlash than we could if we don't put that element into the work that we do. And so one of the things that after you've done several implant removal protocols, and you get it down and you know what's in there, you can put your hand on the cryogenetics book that has all of the peripheral protocols in it, in Cryogenetics 2, and you can say, as you're holding the book, putting your hand on the book with real intentions, all peripheral protocols in place now. And it will add that to whatever you're doing. And so that's just kind of another new thing, but it's really important first to know exactly what those are and to be familiar with them before you do this advanced state. And I would do at least 5, maybe 6 protocols where you say each one of them out before you do this fast track one, so that your whole being knows exactly what it is that you're doing. So that is very good. Now, next thing on our little list here is update on the gin. And I just wanted you to know, and you probably already knew this, that our gin worked very, very, very well with, here we go, Spy versus Spy birdies, of course. And they love to go out with them and bring other bad gin to justice. And we have a little picture here that we'll show you. It's so cute that one of our HRT members drew, and it's really cute. And then you need to understand that the ones that have been exterminated were the ancient ones. Now, there could be more new ones getting conjured up, but they will not be as powerful as these ancient ones because they had a long time to learn how to be evil. So that's just the gin update. Then It was on February 22nd, and I have this written down because I would no no way know the date of this. But it was on 2/22/2022, which is an awesome day. And I woke up and decided to do some rocking and regenerating and doing healthy body, healthy organ cells and things. And then when I got up, I was thinking about all sorts of crazy things and I wanted answers to them. And I thought, as I was shaking my head, who knows? And then I laughed because I remembered that I discovered years ago that who was a real person or being, that there was such thing as a who. And then I asked more about who, and I found out, get this, who knows everything. And then in searching for the location of who, I found out that who is a part of our Summa. And then I laughed and I thought of owls and how wise old owls are, they're sitting up in the tree and they're always going, ooh, ooh, ooh. So I just love that story. Okay. Um, so then on moving forward, February the 28th, I got the message that um, I had a question to Hal and my Summa, and I said, is it safe to get all my memories back, both inside and outside the hologram? And I was kind of expecting the answer to be no, because there's always more work you have to do and stuff like that. But I got, yes, it's okay. But it wasn't okay until the 22nd, or excuse me, the 28th. And so here's a little background on this. So I started going, okay, what are the percentages of this on different times in my life? And I was getting that just last December, it was 90% safe. And then last October 28th, it was 80% safe. And then in September, it was 72%. And in June, it was 69. In April, it was 63. In February of last year, it was 51% safe. So you can see from 51 to 100%, we have, like in the last year, we have been going gangbusters and getting rid of the all of the horrible backlashes and things that are on us, that if we're have the audacity to get our memories back that have been wiped, that bad things will happen. And so I thought that was amazing. So then I went back in time. And so like 1 year ago, let's see. So when I was 1 year old, it was only 1% safe. Then when I was 10 years old, it was still only 1% safe. It was 2% safe when I was 14. Then when I was, say, 20, it was 3%. And then then it jumped to when I was 21, it was 4% safe. When I was 23, it jumped up to 5. When I was 26, it jumped up to 6%. Now, this is a long time, right? Then when I was 29, this was, or actually 30, this was in 1986, it was 10% safe. Then it jumps up. Let me look at this chart. Then from then to when I was 42, it jumped up to 19%. Then when I was 46 in 2001, it jumped up to 30%. And now it's interesting, I met Hal. Let's see, when did I meet Hal? I was like 30. it jumped humongously after I met Hal. It was from the teens up to like 19. And then it just kind of steadily started going up. In 2006, it was 31% safe, and it stayed at 31 until 2012, and then it was 21.5, and then in 2014 it was, or excuse me, 31.5. Then in 2014, it jumped up to 32, and in 2016 it was 33. 2018 it was 34. Then in 2020 it was 40% safe, and then in 2021 it was 50% safe. So we have gone like 50 years in this safety in the last year, and I thought this was phenomenal. So for all you people who have been doing a lot of work and you're like, oh, every time I do something I just get hit so hard, well, just know that it's safe now. And there were reasons why we couldn't get all of our memories back, because it wasn't safe, and it would not have turned out well. So I just want you to kind of look at that and just take a deep breath and go, okay, I can get my memories back now, and it's just fine. And see, part of that happened when we've been doing all sorts of work with getting the memory wipers off of the net that was around the planet, and that has really made it possible for us to be a heck of a lot more free. Then in March 14th, I had a client that after she had done some psychic work to help some of her friends and her family, her dog got really, really sick with a lot of pain and in multiple places, and so did she. She had serious headaches. She had pain in her neck and in her back and in her arms. She could hardly move. She was like immobilized. And when I checked to see what was the problem, is that I found some high-tech Loosh enhancer labs. So it would take your pain, and these labs would formulate ways to make it worse and worse and worse and worse, and try to kill you with pain. And what that would do is make more Loosh for the Loosh suckers to come and get at, suck up and sell on the Loosh market. So I was able, with our home team, to go find those suckers, those Loosh enhancer labs, and eliminate those. And then, and my client, by the way, is doing much better, and so is her dog. Her dog got better like overnight. It took her a couple of days. I think it was like, and I went back and cleaned off some of the debris that was still left there, but she's doing fine now, just so you know. So then what I was wondering is I asked Hal, I said, it seems like there's a lot of pain and suffering that is unnecessary. I feel like a lot. And what I was getting is that is true. 90% of the pain and suffering is useless and unnecessary. And for animals, especially when you think about the factory farms and the trophy hunters, and it just goes on and on, 95% of this useless pain and suffering is in animals. So people have 90%, and these poor animals are getting it worse. And this should help you be maybe more vigilant in doing what you can to take down these Loosh enhancers or whatever, because in the New Age community, they say, oh, we have to have pain and suffering so that we can know what it feels like to feel good. And it's like, yeah, that's sort of true to a point. And it's important that if you cut yourself, it hurts. So you go, oh, I need to put, a Band-Aid on that because, I'm going to bleed to death. It's like some pain and suffering should be an alert system, not something that is artificially put in there to shut you down and shut you up and to immobilize you. And that's what this is doing. And then, of course, it brings in the fear because you think you're going to die, and it just escalates. So just kind of take that and go, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this. So when you get feeling like you're under a lot of pain and suffering, just go, okay, no, this is useless. It's good for nothing. I've already learned this lesson. I'm not putting it up with it. Okay, like people that have constant headaches or things like that. It's like, no, you don't need that, and don't listen to the new age stuff that says you need it for your growth. You don't. We need some of it, but we don't need this constant stuff. It's not letting us grow. It's making us deter from what our missions are here. Now, maybe it'd be good for the Dark Lords to have that kind of pain and suffering, but they don't seem to get it, do they? So just kind of keep that on your radar. And Nancy, do you have any comments or anything so far?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. Then I need to talk to you a little bit about timelines. We've had just gobs and gobs and godzillions of timelines all over the place since the D monster came into this hologram and started creating that with the experiments in Montauk, creating tons and tons and tons of different timelines. And we've been clipping them for over 15 years now. And what we do is, me and my team, and there's a lot of people out there that have been doing this, it's not just me, is that when we're getting ready to clip a timeline, we bring everybody up to the next best timeline, and then we clip that one off and destroy it, so that we're always progressing forward. Now, the thing is, with these timelines, when there were so many of them, it got to be just pure insanity. And one thing that's, maybe it's a comfort, maybe it's not, but it was to me, that this life that we're living in Earth right now is the worst case scenario. This is the worst. It doesn't get any worse. There's not another Earth somewhere that's worse than this. This is as bad as it gets. And when you think about what's going on in the astral plane and what's going underground and what's going on, around the planet, that seemed really logical to me. But as bad as it is, it could have been way, way worse. And so just know that now, when I ask this question, as of March 15th, or excuse me, yeah, I asked on March 15th, but on March 13th, there was only 5 timelines, not a gazillions of them. There's only 5. And I thought that was phenomenal. Now, I'm not quite sure there's a lot of contributors to that, and I'm not sure exactly which one, was the straw that make it all. But I'm not going to say that broke the camel's back, because I don't want the straw to break the camel's back, but say the last straw. And so now we just have 5 timelines, and I was so thrilled about that. That just like made my week. And then it was on the 17th, it was the night of the full moon. Hal said to me, you need to take command of the power of the hologram and then go to sleep. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I can do that. That sounds fun. And so I did this ceremony on the full moon, and just kind of taking command of this hologram so it doesn't, you know, so the basically what I was doing is taking command from the Dark Lords over the hologram. It's like, no, they screwed it up really bad. They don't need to be in command anymore. So I did that and fell to sleep, and everything was really, really calm and serene till 24 hours later. And then, yeah, kind of mayhem got spread all over. And not just for me, a lot of other people. But um, we did get things put back together again, and we'll tell you about that on our next show, because we're still getting intel from it. But a lot of people got smacked from that, and I kind of want to apologize, but we needed to do this. Nobody's died as far as I know. All of our team members that got smacked, nobody died. But it needed to happen because now we're getting more and more in charge. And if we didn't get in charge, really, really, really bad things could happen. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Do you have any? And like I said, we'll be telling you the whole background story on what happened with taking our power back. And it's really important to do that, to take your power back and say, enough of this. I'm in charge now, and just really do that with firm conviction, and so that you can be the best that you can possibly be, and without a lot of interference smacking you down every time you turn around. So, Nancy, do you have any comments or anything?
It seems that the Dark Lords, you said they don't seem to have this kind of suffering we do, that they're the reason for it.
Exactly.
It's a matter of, eradicating them, and then with them, hopefully we'll go this hell on earth, which in that book, Alien Interview, that I quote a lot, the little alien, Errol, A-I-R-L, said that Earth is the closest thing to hell in the galaxy, if there's such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have it right here, folks.
Exactly. I really...
It's going to change.
Exactly. And people just accept it because that's the way it's always been. But it's not the way it's always been. This hologram was created to be an oasis of learning and education and growing and finding out more about yourself and all the things you can do, and for the plants and the animals too. And now there's so much pain and suffering, like I said, not just with people, but the plants are suffering terribly with what Monsanto has been doing to them. And this is just unacceptable. We can't just say, well, that's just the way it is. Well, it's like, no, that it is the way it is, but it's not the way it's supposed to be. And we need to have that attitude of, hey, I'm not putting up with this, and I'm going to do whatever I can to change it. And if we all do that, if we all do our own part to do what we can to change whatever is like really messed up on this planet, it's going to make a huge difference. It already has. We couldn't get this far without a huge support system of everybody working together. It's like no one person could come here and be a savior. You just can't. If it was that easy, it would have been done by now. But we need like armies of us out there doing what we love. The thing is, you don't have to do something you hate. You can do things that you love. Like people that love animals and plants, they can be helpful to take these dark lords that are destroying the plants and the animals down. And if you love like working with people and psychology, you can get into some real authentic psychology, and using cryogenetics too would certainly be useful on that. And if you like to do things like paint, artistry or music, or if you like to paint houses, whatever you do, you can find ways of, maybe as you paint, you can paint truth and justice. With each stroke, you can paint truth and justice into the paint for the house, or the paint on a painting that you're drawing. And so you can put your own magic into this hologram, this realm here. And so I just want to give everybody um, the ideas of do whatever it is that makes you fulfilled and makes you happy, and you can find ways of fulfilling your mission doing things that you love to do. So that's just kind of how I'm going to end this, because it's like, go do what you love to do, and you can find a way to help clean up this mess while you're doing it. Okay, back to you, Nancy.
So thank you all so much for listening, and please watch for our next Inside Insights interview, where something momentous that occurred on the last full moon will be further discussed, along with more about our astounding allies that are new since Cryogenetics 2 was published. You won't want to miss Inside Insights number 9.
Okay, thank you. Bye everybody.